So I'm laying in my bed and I hear them talking from way up at the dumpster. Windows are open. And I come outside and I've got this curtain. So they can't see me. I'm kind of listening, not really hearing a lot. And then I go like this. Oh, come on. I don't see people. And they look up at me like right away. I didn't have the camera though. I just stood there for like 5 seconds, not moving, stalking, very carefully, tiptoeing, not making a sound. And they looked right up over at me within seconds, and then moved up so that um, they were further away out of earshot. If that's not proof, I mean, she's been here literally for 3-4 hours, like all day, taking care of these cats that seems to always be having babies. We're so lucky to, I mean, I'm happy she's taking care of the cats, but right here in front of my house, and she's a friend of Wendell's, the cat lady, Susan, and then we've got Xena of the jungle, who literally spends, like, breakfast. She'll sit there and have breakfast with a couple of these cats, and she'll mix up, like, meow mix in one side of the cat dish with, some cat Alpo on the other side, and it looks so disgusting, and it's covered in greenhorn. It's in, you know, um, the flies, the whatever they're called, and she'll do it again in the afternoon. She'll do it again at night, and they were there all day. I think bringing in some kittens, which is wonderful. Except to compare that to how they treat me, like as if, I mean, the other woman, Anne Marie, I once had to get a ride to get my keys in town, and I've never really talked to her and her husband except for once cleaning graffiti off of her car, and I got them this special, really expensive stuff from a friend, and I think what happened was her boyfriend had written it on her car, and because I asked them, why aren't you calling the police? And I didn't push it, whatever, and I cleaned their car, and I thought we were fine, and then all of a sudden it became weird, because this is what happens when people talk. And end of this long, boring story is the guy ended up having like Tourette syndrome on me and saying really like vulgar curse words, and I was just kind of like, where am I? This is why I record everything. It's like it's unbelievable. And I just got out of the car and went my separate ways. I mean, like, you could tell something was wrong with the guy. And then like a few months after that, when I had to give subpoenas to the people who were supposed to show up against the Bulls parking racket, I had a friend do it for me, because you have to have someone else serve them. And the door was left open because I was moving stuff into the basement. Dan left the door open for me, propped open. And she and her boyfriend drive up, and they see, like, Mallory going up the stairs and me just waiting outside, and they're like, what's going on? And they called the police, just like that. I mean, she's serving a subpoena at Karen's door, who, by the way, all these people totally ignored the subpoena, which I find that absolutely amazing. And they can, because it's me, after all. I mean, hey, you're a millionaire? Have me do your website and only charge you $450. You can steal it from me. No problem. The judges will move it from city to town to city, take months. Then you don't have to show up a few times. And then they'll rule in your favor with some ridiculous, need to, like, put me in my place. That's 10 years ago. Guys still using my website. All these people, directly or indirectly, know each other. It's a part of what happened today with the police. And good luck explaining to the police why people just have it in for you. It can't be done. And that's why it always surprises me that the police will always side with the popular rule. with the popular vibe of, who's ganging up on someone by themselves. They'll try to be fair, but if somebody who has secrets to keep and is trying to trash me gets to talk to the cop first and says, "Oh, she's crazy," he will remember that. And then when I say something as simple as, like, they're ready to go, I said, "Yeah, I will sign it," and they were ready to go, and then all of a sudden, I said something about the YouTube stuff, and they like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's weird. Got to do something about that." And I lost my train of thought, and the point is they're like, "Well, no, wait, maybe you should sign it now." And I'm like, "Well, what's going on?" I said, "Here, no, actually, I said, you want me to just sign it while you're here in the pool? Just, hand me the thing, I'll sign it right now." And I didn't consider that I might get water on it, but as soon as they brought it over, I would have, and I would have ended up getting out of the pool probably, but I had holes in my little bathing suit bottoms, and I'm very heavy right now. I'm very self-conscious, and just because the cops are like, "What's your problem? Why don't you just get out and sign it?" And I said to them, "I'm just really fat, and I'm self-conscious," and that made them angry. And so then they started talking to them as if, like, "Whoa, what's going on? This lady's really got problems," and we're like, good luck explaining to them 12 years of this fucking bullshit, of this conspiracy to ruin my life more and more every year, one way or another. I am never allowed to get ahead. And every time I have tried to give it another shot, injuries happen, setbacks happen, things happen, and you just can't recoup that time that's lost. I don't understand why I don't have a huge charge of conspiracy against this institution of whatever the hell it is, where people like Rita talking to me like I'm 5 years old. Like, all of a sudden, all the board members showed up at the, not all of them, but well, I guess it was only 2, but it just, well, with Ray it seemed like 3, and they start walking down the stairs, and the first thing that Rita says to the cop is, "I think she should leave." And I looked at her and I was like, "You don't even know what happened." And then she comes over to me like, like she's the teacher and I'm the 5-year-old, and I pointed that out, and then she kind of started to act reasonably and allow me to tell her that a guy took a swipe at me, a swing at me 3 times. And then she seemed kind of sympathetic, but then it's just like, they just keep having to tell themselves that I somehow bring this on myself. And that's why it's, I don't know where else to go but YouTube to try to show it for what it is, to, either let the video speak for itself or catch them in the act of conspiring to hurt me, no less. I mean, it's just impossible.